Hi, Ken McElroy here. So one of the questions that we get a lot from the subscriber community is, where are the good deals? And this is a very insightful, very good question because everybody wants to know where to invest next. Basically, that's what that means. And are there any good deals? The answer is yes. There are plenty of good deals out there, but they're more and more hard to find right now. There are some things that you're always going to want to look for when you're trying to figure out what market to invest in. And I think what happens a lot of times is that there's a lot of people out there that will tell you, they'll say you need to invest in Dallas, or you need to invest in Seattle, or you need to invest in Florida or Orlando, Florida, or whatever. And the problem with that is that you really don't learn anything. You actually just take your money and buy. So it's no different than really buying a stock on a tip. And now, not to say that when you go there that you can't learn more, but you really should understand why you're investing in somewhere before you even do. And so one of the things that we look for at MC Companies is we look for, is the market stable and is it growing? And there's a lot of factors that can contribute to those things, and what makes a market stable and what makes a market unstable, and what makes an area grow versus something that doesn't. And there's a number of factors for population growth and employment growth and things like that that can drive this. But generally, when I'm looking for a real estate market, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see, what's the occupancy in the area. So, and of course, this is the same for retail. It's the same for industrial. And if you're in the single-family home market, are there any buyers, and is there credit, and all that, those kinds of things. So those are the kinds of things that you want to look for when you're trying to figure out what market. Now, for us, what I'm trying to make sure of is, can I make sure that my investors get market growth through increased income? And usually increased income comes through higher occupancy or lower vacancy, reduced expenses if you can do that, and rent growth over time. In other words, and so what makes rent growth? What makes rent growth in its simplest form is demand. And if there's no demand, then you're going to have more vacancy and less rent growth. And so as you start to take a look at the individual cities that you might be considering, let's just pick on one. Let's say you're looking at Portland, Oregon. So in Portland, Oregon, is that economy growing or not? And so those are the kinds of things that you need to look at. I talk a lot about this in my book, The ABCs of Real Estate Investing, and how to identify and find a market. So if you want to pick up that book, take a look at that one chapter on how to identify a market, because it can walk you through the different steps. But it's very, very important that you understand where a market's heading, because real estate investing is not a short-term adventure. It's something that you're trying to do long-term, because what you're trying to do is grow your passive income to replace your active income. And if you can do that, it's a complete win. So picking the market is very, very important. I'll see you in the next video where we're going to talk about the things to look for inside of a market that make it good.